Hello, everyone. Okay, great. Good to meet you all on another great Friday. Thanks for joining here on time. Good evening and good morning. Kindly confirm you're able to see me, hear me well.
Yes.
Perfect. I appreciate that. Fantastic. Great. Thanks a lot. Great Friday. One more Friday. Fridays are coming fast, right? Again, within a fraction of a second, Monday comes back. Great Friday. I'm sure you all work very hard Monday to Friday. I appreciate all your energy and we are getting back. I can see a lot of recovery in India and other countries. India is a country which badly hit last few weeks. Now we are super good in the sense of recovery is pretty fast. So feel happy and a lot of injections are happening, getting left and right, and recovery rate is very high. Stay happy, stay healthy, but don't take it for granted. I will go out. I'm so good. I got an injection. No. So recommendation is stay home and do some exercise. Very important. Quickly, thanks all for joining here on time. Today we're going to talk about backlog refinement. Shriram, you say backlog grooming. Grooming is a word not highly recommended in Agile because when you Google what is grooming, it gives a lot of meaning. And if you go for an images area for grooming, you will see some people shaving or brushing. That's how it will be grooming. So they give a word a refinement predominantly. So we'll talk more about it. Before that, let me see you all there. I have a bunch of people here in Zoom. Most of them are regular PMP or Agile students. Thanks for being here. And you can keep your cam and mic off mode. I appreciate it. And I can see a lot of people in YouTube also. Thanks a lot for being here. Good. So first thing first, I was reading something about leadership. Okay, Shriram, we keep talking leadership. Yeah. I was wondering what these guys are doing great, why they were able to be top when we struggle hard to clear a certificate. There are people just like that going in life. I found two interesting words when I was reading those concepts, what make them better. The two interesting words is one is clarity. The word clarity. All these achieving people, they are very clear on what they want. Very clear. Clarity. Right? I can check out my mom when she does her cooking stuff in the morning. She should have clarity before she start that morning work. Could be for breakfast, could be a lunch. So what happens is when she has a clarity on the previous night or the morning, the food comes up really well. But she don't have a clarity of what to do. A lot of mess up happen. It's very common. I think many of you would accept it. So one thing observed with all these achieving people is amazing clarity. So how good the clarity should be, Shriram? When you go to any riverbed or when you go to any ocean, which has pretty clear settled water, you can see the ground just like that. I think you all like it, right? You see a water, pure water, where you can see the stones and gravels around there. You love it. That clarity should be needed on what you want. If there is a wavering mind, what to achieve, what to do, all this confusion starts. So the first point for all these achieving people is great amount of clarity. Very good. So what is next? The second word. The second word is concentration. Whatever they take, give 100% to it. Since you had a clarity already what you're going to achieve clearly, now it comes to concentration. Just keep full focus on that. Full focus. You can see a kingfisher has a visibility to see a fish around there in the water. Okay, the clarity of that's a fish, it has to pick up. And now comes a concentration, sharp edge gets there, pick it up. Still, a couple of times it misses out. I'm not saying no, but chances of getting is pretty high when the clarity is good. On top of that, has a great amount of concentration. Now let's come to ourselves, what we do. Many times we have concentration, but no clarity. We have clarity, but no concentration. So we play within this. In between time, 3 years of our life goes. 5 years of our life goes, slightly gray hair starts coming, and somebody in the management says that you cannot be promoted because you didn't achieve anything this year. He or she decides that you don't have clarity. How pathetic life is. How come somebody can judge that you are bad? Because you didn't do effort of clarity on concentration. We are allowing somebody to judge whether you're good or not in an appraisal meeting. God's sake, so bad, right? Yeah. When you have clarity and when you have a concentration, nobody can judge you. Only they can tell you are a lucky person. You are the right time, right place. So what? You are getting promotion. This is a dialogue you'll start hearing continuously. Am I right? Am I touching some point? Okay, good. Good. The once you achieve, people start telling that, oh man, you're lucky. You can see this word lucky. Okay, good. So coming back, 2 words which I learned is having clarity, having great amount of concentration. Sure, that's a problem, man. Concentration not happening. When you have clarity, concentration automatically happens. So what I try sometime is once I wake up in the morning, I just think of what is my clarity for today, what I want to achieve for today. And also I tell myself, focus, concentration, very important. For example, today I asked a bunch of PMP people, when you want to go for PMP examination, please reach out. Calls started coming in one by one. I was keep on taking calls. I couldn't have my lunch totally. So it was nearly 4 or 5 hours continuously calls. What to do? Still, you have to keep focused. Tonight, we have YouTube live. Get ready. Right. So you keep focusing on what it is. Things will work. Surely it will work. You'll be happy. Great. With this, let's jump inside. Hey, thanks all people who joined now. I appreciate it. I hope Friday is doing well for you. I have to bring up my content. So how is this going, this Friday sessions? Are you enjoying it? Are you learning something? Is it useful for you? Because Fridays are meant for Netflix movies, Shriram. I don't know why. We are watching you.
Anything can be done actually to pass the exam. Whether it is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the main goal is to pass the exam.
Good, Mukesh. Mukesh, finally you got it, man. Last time you said, man, I missed it. So what's your timing now? Should be early morning?
No, it is not early morning. It is 11:10 in the morning.
That's nice.
11:08 is a precise time.
That's good. That's good. I can say, Sandhya, it's very refreshing. Sumita says, really enjoying this session. Great. Nina says, makes us sit and learn. Very good. I like that. Encouragement makes us better. Good. So let's go. Thanks, Mukesh, for those comments. I'm going to bring up the screen. Weekend booster. You guys know how to find the words. Huh? Hey, just confirm me. You are seeing my, the slides here and you're able to hear me properly. Yeah, that's how it is. I'm trying to set all of the stuff here. Where I am, here I am. For me, the Friday starts with all the session mode because we get busy with the ACP session, scaled agile session, PMP session, all goes in line. It's all good. Fantastic. Let's get inside. So now I'm going to bring up a topic which is called refinement. It's called as grooming also. Earlier it was called grooming, later it has been called as a refinement. Now question is, Shriram, is this for PMP or is it for ACP? If you ask me, I will tell you this is for management. Let's not talk about PMP or ACP. We'll talk about management. To manage anything effectively, we need this word called refinement, right? Did I spoke clarity now? Have a clear clarity, crystal clear water. I can see anything inside. That's going to be refining. So let's talk about refinement now. Fortunately, it falls under this umbrella called Agile, right? That's what we're going to do now. So now there is a little amount of confidence starts coming up in people's mind. Hey, I know what is Agile. If I talk 10 or 5 years back about Agile, for the people from different industry, they don't like it. But of late, I'm hearing people from a construction industry and many other industry, they feel that I know Agile. In fact, I was talking to one other person who is going for exam and he was telling that I feel Agile is easy. I can write those questions. Only other areas I have to prepare. I was so surprised. So Agile is getting easy, but at the same time, there are certain things we miss to watch. Even the people who call themselves, I'm working in Agile for last 10 years, may not know some of the basics. So let's learn those factors. So I'm going to bring up something called backlog refinement, or it is also called as grooming. That is making things better. Okay. So first of all, what is a backlog, Shriram? Okay, I will talk more about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up few slides, maybe hardly 5-6 lines. Usually in Friday, I won't drill you much. When you come with me on Saturday, Sunday, definitely heavy drilling will happen. So today I will give you a very slight content which can help you. And finally, I have 3 or 4 questions. We will talk about those questions which will help
And
you.
what is the duration of this session?
Sorry, repeat again.
What is the duration of this session?
This is going to be 1 hour, 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. IST. Okay, perfect. Good. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Man, I thought it's a management classes. What are you showing here? Okay. Management classes, I don't see something different from our day-to-day life. What you do in day-to-day life is management. I don't know why some of the books complicate management to the core. Even including some of the big managers in the company, when you start asking them what is management, they'll scare you that, oh, that's so tough, so that you don't apply for the job. But actually, management is a human inbuilt application. Like in mobile, you have inbuilt app. Like that, everybody has an inbuilt app that's called management. I don't know why this manager scared us in those days, right? Okay, let's go back. So what do you see in this picture? In this picture, you see, I know you seeing some plates there, food is there, and I will see some family having food there. Okay, let me pick up some topic from here. What I want to pick up is now, imagine a situation. Okay, there is a family, and this family, a day before this dinner time, or maybe breakfast time, they had a discussion that we will go for a tour. Okay, usually when the vacation time comes, then you go for a tour. Of course, in the COVID, it's not happening, but I'm just telling in a situation. So the family person, maybe a father, mother, or somebody in the family said, we'll go for a tour. And it was a good idea. They said, wow, that's good. Where to go? They said, let's go to Goa. Okay, I think most of you know about Goa. If you're not from India, Goa is a good coastal area and it's a good fun area, right? Good fun area. A lot of liquid there. I mean, ocean liquid and bottle liquid also there. So Goa is a good place to tourist. Nice place. Apart from liquid, nice place. So now the team, our family thinks we'll go for Goa. Now, it's only a sentence or only a dialogue conversation in the morning hours or the day before we go to Goa. Now, that is good. At a high level, it's good. We want to go to Goa. Now, what happens is usually in the family, many refinement happens in the dinner table. I'm talking about the days before we have this 5-inch, 15-inch, and 55-inch. What does that mean? 5-inch, 15-inch, 55-inch. Anybody aware of this? If you're aware of these three, 5-inch, 15-inch, and 55-inch, that was a days when we have food. We used to look out each other's eyes. Before looking each other's eyes, at least we look at our plate. What is it? We look at the plate, what to eat. Okay, that's called the days, golden days. Okay. The golden days, what happened is we don't look at some television or mobile or laptop. I call as 5-inch, 15-inch, and 55-inch. Okay. These evil devices were not there. So what we do is we look at people and talk to them. I have realized in my school days, parents ask questions, parents give a lot of thoughts in the dinner table. Okay. Why all this Malgudi days, old stories, man? Okay, let's park this old stories. We'll talk about what happens at dinner table. The Goa trip discussion, which started at the high level, start refining now. Now, a son or daughter will ask dad or mom how we are going to go to this place. So the how can be of go by flight, go by train, go by car, right? And the elderly mom at home says, hey, where are we going to stay? All right. And maybe spouse asks what kind of food we have to carry, how to do. Now, what happens is more questions starts popping up and more refinement starts happening. Now, this is a gradual refinement. In one dinner table, it won't happen. And you know what? One thing, at least in Indian culture, we know that when you want to make a travel, the more than the travel, the discussion for the travel will be so nice. I don't know how many of you enjoyed it. If you want to go for a fun tour, the tour is going to happen after 3 months, but the discussion for the tour makes you joy. Did you? I don't know how many of you realized it. It'll be nice to talk about it, where I'm going to, what I'm going to do. So, point what I'm going to convey here. So, refinement and backlog grooming is a part and parcel of everybody's life, where we have certain details in advance, but we will refine it over a period of time. Certain things comes predefined. It's called predictive approach. We know that we have to go for a marriage. The marriage date is fixed. The marriage is this particular place. And these are the members going to travel. Pretty clear, straightforward. That's a way. Nothing to change big there. Maybe last minute, some 10% change can happen. But this kind of tours and travel has a lot of ups and downs. Changes will happen. Suddenly kids' school will get extended, or you may not get you may not get the flight tickets. That will happen. So point I want to understand here is in Agile, most of the projects will have high-level details contracting will be signed. We want a travel application, but what all you want in the travel application, it will be refined step by step. So I picked up this dinner table so that you get an idea that is something can happen over a point of discussion to get clarity. Now let's understand a little more what is inside this refinement. That's good, right? To have a dinner. Great. Okay, what I want to show you, man, you won't leave this food. Once you show dinner table, now you're showing refrigerator. Okay, let's see the refrigerator later. First, we'll see the right side. In the right side, if you watch, there is a set of requirements for the project. Now, these requirements will be aligned, ordered. Okay, there's ordered in the sense it has high priority, moderate priority, low priority. You know, what is this priority, man? This is a new word I'm hearing. If a new word you're hearing, there is a role called product owner who is responsible to set this priority. Shriram, who is a product owner? Okay, man, you're putting question chain after chain, right? Let's understand. Product owner is a customer representative who is going to help us to set the priority. Okay, there we hold on, because we have another video where we spoke about product backlog specifically. Probably I would request you to go back to that YouTube video of our channel. You can see some more details there, right? Also, we have some more details about who is Scrum Master, who is product owner, explained in another video. Check it out, right? So coming back here, now what happened is this is a set of requirements, and in this area, it may be very important item in the top, which has to go immediately to the market. Shriram, what do you mean by immediately? Do you mean today? Maybe. Do you mean next week? Maybe. Do you mean by the time of Christmas? Maybe. It's up to the customer to decide. It's not we going to decide, right? It's a customer. That customer's representative is called as product owner. Wow, that's cool, right? Yeah, cool. Let's talk about that more. So now what happened is the topmost one will be in the sprint 1, and the rest all goes down. Sprint 2, 3, 4, 5. The not much clarity items goes down. One thing, if you observe here, you can see this requirement is in the big boxes. It is a little better. Here you can see a little dark and a little small. If you slightly observe it, you'll get an idea. These things are a bigger piece which not properly refined or groomed, whereas these things are properly groomed. The reason is this is a one immediately we want to take action. Whatever I want to take action immediately, I will groom it first. I'll take the same dinner table discussion. In a dinner table discussion, we decided we want to go to Goa. For the Goa, the first thing is you have to book the flight or train tickets and a hotel. Of course, a lot more things to happen, but this is very important to start with. So I may be very clearly refining here how many people are going to travel, when I'm going to travel, what is the flight timeline, and what is the cost I want to go. I will start booking here as a first priority. Rest all, Shriram, we have to focus. Yeah, we need, but not now. We have time for it. We'll work a little later, right? And I said later could be next week, could be after 3-4 months. It's up to you. But point is, important things comes up in the top. Who decides? We know. The product owner decides. Now, why the refrigerator standing here, Shriram? Why I want to give a refrigerator is, if you watch out a refrigerator, it has a lot of items. You can check out with your family members. Even though it has a lot of items, your mom or a family member, they know which has to be in the first two racks, because this is an area highly accessed. This is an area highly accessed. Okay, they'll keep very important item very close and reachable to pick it up. And some of the items that too in the door, there is a place. I think this is a place in the door. In this place of door, in any refrigerator, there'll be some item kept in 1947 when Mahatma Gandhi was fighting for freedom. After that, they never touched it. You go and see any refrigerator, there'll be some item in that area kept as it is. Only when they want to sell this refrigerator, that time only they'll open and take one item out of it. That will be the medicine for coronavirus. Okay, that kind of item will be there. Okay, so what I mean is, there are some item pretty clear, very important, will stay on the top, which is slightly not important, stay in different places. Now, maybe I don't want to put all the analogy of into a refrigerator, but what I mean is, the person who is going to do the work, the person who wants it in the market, knows clearly which should be in the front, which should be in the back. This was not there earlier with the customer, rather it was with the project manager. Project manager took this responsibility of aligning when what has to go to the market, because the domain responsibility was fully with the manager those days. Those days slightly going away. Now customer is getting into your premises. Customer sits in your place and tells that, hey, can you give me this one first? Can you give me this one first? So it becomes more sensible, because the customer knows the market demand. The customer representative is called as product owner. Okay. Now what I did is, I just gave a heads up on what actually grooming could help, right? Let's go a little more. We have to understand how the grooming is done, when it is done, and why it is done. We'll see segment by segment, right? Are you aligned up to this? Are you getting an idea? Okay, very good. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, let's see quickly some factors about agile projects. Some of them have a feel that agile project means all are random. Nothing will happen. Suddenly, some people come, start working, suddenly they deliver it. If you have such a feel like that, please take one eraser, rub it hardly, and remove that thought process. Agile to have a proper planning. Agile to have proper contract system. Agile to follow a systematic way. Only instead of making lengthy plan, they make a small plan. That's it. Okay, that is a wrong assumption. Agile means all random. As a flash foot, they will do it. Don't think like that. No company will invest millions of dollars if you want to work like that. Okay, let's understand that factors. Now, I've just put a picture here. There is a project. Okay, this project will have certain release plans worked out. I think some of you observed in our classes of PMI-ACP, we spoke about this. I'm not going to dive into release plan, what I'm going to do, but I'm going to talk about something on iteration. I believe you are aware of the word called iteration. Iteration is a correct word used in agile books. Since Scrum came inside, Scrum started using a word sprint. But in PMP exams, majority of the places you will see the word iteration. Some places you will see sprint. Both are interchangeably used. But the right terminology to use in the market is iteration. Okay, that's the right word. But now, iterations can happen continuously. Now, why are you showing this picture to me, if you ask me? What I want to show you is, this is the beginning of the sprint or iteration. Okay, but this is the middle of it somewhere. Maybe it is a 12th or 13th. I didn't count it. I'm just telling 12th or 13th. Now, what happened is, for this piece of iteration, which is going to be 10 days of work, for this 10 days of work, I should have enough clarity what I have to work and what I have to deliver. Whereas this particular week, I may need to know, but I may not need to know too much of depth. I will have a vague idea what I have to do, right? This concept is called as rolling wave planning, or it is called as progressive elaboration. You can see these words in PMP books. PMBOK books for a long time. You can see this book in Scrum methodology, or you can see that in Agile books, any book they'll talk about it, calling as progressive elaboration. What it means, as I get closer, I'll get more details. Keep talking about more details, elaboration. These all go back and stand in a one point. That's going to be refinement. Now I'll put a point to you. In Agile, there is a principle. Okay, there are total 12 principles in Agile. Do anybody remember principle number 2 in Agile? If you are part of PMP and ACP classes, you would have written those principles in a paper. Do anybody remember the second principle? At least first 2-3 words. Shriram, I didn't expect this. You will ask today, man. If you tell me, Amit rocks. Amit put that, Bridge put that in the what's main Zoom chat. Very good. Very good. Sumita says, welcome change. Wow, that's good. That's good. Happy to see that most of you understood or at least seen the principles. Thanks for everybody's message here. Welcome changing requirements, right? Even late in the development cycle or development of the project. Okay, welcome changing requirement. That's very important, right? Agile process harness change for the customer's competitive advantage. Customer want to get something market, they win the market, so they keep giving the changes. Now, why I put this principle here is you have to understand Agile process always encourages changes, but from where you will get change and how it will get injected. That is where refinement starts coming. We're getting in. Here it comes. Now we're going to get more details about backlog. Okay, there is a picture here. You can see 2 stacks here. Let's see left side first and then come to right side. Okay, you may understand more better. Now, if you watch on your left side, this is called product backlog. Shriram, I'm so new to this classes, man. I don't even know what is backlog. Zero knowledge. Tell me what it is. If you ask me, in project management, there is a place called requirement gathering. Anything I want to do, I want to gather as a requirement. In a traditional model, we'll collect it and we refine it. I mean, shake it, make it a good shape. After that, we draw it in a picture. That picture is called WBS, work breakdown structure. And project manager decides which piece of work go to market at what time. Because a manager possesses the greatest knowledge. Even today in construction, project manager decides when the basement should be done, when the lift operation work should start, when the fire exit rack should be placed. A manager decides this even today. No change in that. Now, slightly, if you move to Agile model, here, the same requirement gathering happens, shake it, refine it well, little bit, and put into a box. Instead of WBS, put into a box. That box is nothing but product backlog. Okay, I'm talking this for the people who don't know what it is. And somebody has a confusion. Usually backlog means unwanted items only we call backlog. Why they use the word backlog? This is from the day one of Agile concepts. They're using the word backlog. Here, the backlog means collection of work which need to be done for the project. Okay, this is for the newcomers. Okay, now let's see. In this backlog, what you have here is full of requirements for the project to be delivered. If I'm developing a new software for travel application, each row talks about each functionality. Or I will take a simplest one, our Zoom application. If our Zoom application is a product which we have to develop, when I use the word develop, we are going to newly create it. So you will tell audio feature, video feature, screen sharing, annotation, virtual background. These are all features. You will add it up. Now in this, which has to go first will stand on the top. Work on soon. I want it immediately. If I want to develop a Zoom application, what is the important thing? Important thing is login. Without login, nothing going to work, right? First thing, I want a login. Second, what do you want, Shriram? I want audio. Without audio, Zoom doesn't make any sense. Third thing, what you want, maybe chat. Fourth thing, you want a video. So I'll put in a stack where the product owner decides which has to go to first to the market. Okay, Shriram, you're ready to talk about the grooming, refinement. Yeah, I'm coming there. If you see here, not worked on soon, it means we're not going to work right now. It's going to take some more time. So you can see one thing we have, small size, lot of details. This is very important area. Here you see large size, few details. Now tell me an item which is in the bottom, which is in large size with less details, how come suddenly it becomes small size with enough details? If you have a paper pen, note it down. A large size item suddenly becomes small size on a lot of details. How this happens? How this happens? Somebody sit and work, especially when the team is busy working on something. Some other team, you call us a requirement gathering team, you call us business analyst, you call us project manager, CEO of the company. They will sit and work, or whole team will sit and work. What is your thought? Let's see how your brain works. Do you think how it will work? What is your thought? Whole team sit and work. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of chat messages. Okay, priority changes and recommend. Whole team, fantastic. A lot of happening. Brainstorming, good. A lot of chat. Fantastic. Progressive elaboration. So thanks a lot for that. Thanks a lot for the message. Now you're getting a feel, right? The feel is, if you see in the bottom, note down in the paper, large size, few details. This is converted into small size and lot of details. Now let me put another question. Why a large size becomes small size? See, only when it's large size, we are happy, right? Why suddenly it becomes small? What's the reason of making it small? Can somebody think of that? What is the thought popping up in your mind? What is popping up in the mind? Manageable, fantastic. I'm seeing the messages coming. Easy to execute and manageable. Also, it is good to estimate effectively. If it is so big, it's going to be so tough to estimate and manage. You all are right on your points, right? To manage accurately, Satyendra says that slowly in daily stand-up, we pick items for next sprint and then do it in sprint planning. Wait, so I'll come there. Break it down to smaller parts. If you watch out at WBS, we will take a big piece of work and start putting down, and become a work package. That's what we do. In work package, you put another piece that become activities. I usually give an example. I'm in a building. There could be 5 different floors. So there could be floor 1, floor 2, floor 3. In floor 1, how many rooms going to how many blocks going to be there? In how many blocks, how many rooms going to be there? In that, this is one of the training room, which could be a work package. In work package, I can have air conditioning, lighting, activities. Now, the same thing from the bottom up, it goes. If you look at the bottom, the big piece of work is there. They put into piece. It becomes smaller size, go to the top level. Almost close to that. See, I'll tell you, management cannot suddenly change something comes in the market. The same thing, a little different angle. That's it. If you come from a different industry, just connect WBS to backlog. You will see almost some relation is there. Okay, let's move a little more. Now, what you saw here is, and many of you agree that as you travel from a large size to small size, somebody has to sit and talk and understand the things. That somebody is nothing but the team members. But predominantly, one person has to be there to make this to large to small. Who is that one person? And already people started telling, this is a guy, and this is a guy from Zoom company itself, the Zoom product owner. Shriram, what is Zoom product owner? A person who knows what is needed in the market. See, I am a technical guy. Okay, I can do technical work, but I cannot think what market want. Who can think what market want? There is a person employed for that. He or she will be closely connected with the product manager. See, you are a product owner, you are connected with a person called product manager. This product manager connected with a person called business owner. This business owner connected with the called end user. Do you say relation there? See, product owner connected with the product manager connected with the business owner connected with the end user. Who is end user? Can you give me some thought? Who is the end user? You and me are end user. Every time when you use a Zoom, when you close the application, it asks you how the application is. Can you give a feedback? Are you seeing that? Many times you give thumbs up or thumbs down. You do that. Or internally, they pull the logs of whatever you're using. right? So that is the feedback they get. This feedback goes to the business owner. Business owner convert that into a knowledge to the product manager. Product manager convert that as a business to product owner. Product owner tells you as a story. Once upon a time, there was a black crow. Storytelling starts happening. Okay, you convert that story into work. Now, front to back, back to front, this is what's going to happen. Now, what you have to do is this process is going to be called refinement. Why? Because either the existing thought process should be shaken, shaped well, or new thoughts getting injected. Now, let's go to the right side image. The right side image, if you watch out, you'll be liking it. Very clearly mentioned. What clearly mentioned here? Now you got an idea. It's a list of items for the project to be done at this point of time. I will add more, but this point of time, this is what I know. In this, see some item getting deleted. This is items which customer thinks, the product owner thinks not relevant to the market. They feel that we thought it will be useful 2 months back. Today, I'm seeing it's irrelevant, man. Remove it. Go and watch out many products in the market these days. This is not happening properly. Because of this, we have a lot of unwanted items in the product. Let's take an example of your timesheet filling. Okay. Today, Friday, you all have to fill your timesheet. You all did that, right? 88888. Apart from this 8888, I'll tell you, you use another 5 to 6 features only in that application. But if you check that application, it will have 255 features which nobody can use. Have you seen that? It could be any tool. It could be PeopleSoft, Oracle, SAP, go to any tool. They'll have multiple buttons. You click, nothing will work. They will tell you don't have permission, it's not available, not working, login, not working. If you click some other button, it will log out and come out. You will feel, I didn't click the log out. I clicked the button only. It's saying a log out. Like this, they have multiple features. Because of too much of load, because of not deleting the unwanted items, these days we have big applications which is getting crappy blotted codes. Okay. This is given in one of the principle in 12 principles of Agile. Can somebody tell me one interesting principle, which is a number of Maradona? You all know Maradona, football player, amazing player. He has one number for his jersey, and that number as a principle in Agile. What is that? What is the principle? Do anybody remember it? I know number 10. Yeah, come on. Maradona number 10, we all know. What is the principle? Principle says simplicity. In Agile, they use a word called simplicity. The art of maximizing amount of work not done is essential. Look at the terminology written there. The art, it's an art. The art of maximizing amount of work not done is essential. Very essential. I'll tell you why WebEx went down, Zoom picked up, because Zoom is using simplicity very well. They know what actually customer want, deliver only that. If you go to WebEx, I don't know how many of you used WebEx. At least now WebEx is better. 6 months or 1 year back is one of the painful applications in the world where many people ignored it because of too many unwanted things. So delete unwanted. Okay, first point, deletion. Okay, this is very important, interesting. Now we talk about refine. Refine is an English word where it says you have something to do and you tweak and tune it, make it better. Now we'll go back to the dinner table discussion for a Goa travel. For a Goa travel, certain item will be deleted. No, we don't want to do that. We refine it. Let's do this. Let's do this. Do this way. The daughter, younger one says, Dad, let's you do that. Son says, Dad, we'll do this way. So it's having getting refined. So why we refine this, Shriram? If you ask me, in order to make large size to small size, in order to make a few details to a lot of details, this refinement is needed. Do you agree? Do you agree? In order to make this, we need this refinement. Yes, it is needed because it has only high level of information here where we sit and talk together regularly. How regularly, Shriram? I will show that in the next slide. For now, understand refinement is tuning the things. So a project highly dependent on successful successful only when the refinement happens properly. If you don't refine this, you are screwed up. Then how it works in predictive nature project, Shriram? If you ask me, in predictive nature of a project, we do all this requirement gathering in the beginning of the project. In the beginning of the project, somebody knows that's a building, that's a construction, that is how the surgery going to happen. They sit and talk every details in advance, whether they know it. If they don't know it, they will do the imagination of it. You will have an architect, you have a lead, you have a project manager, you have a subject matter expert, SME. They all sit and talk and imagine and write. That's called requirement gathering. Those days, even today, some projects do that. But in Agile, they don't want to do that. They have a high level of detail and stop it. When they come closer to that, they sit and again talk, is this requirement still valid? If it is valid, can I get some more details? Can you tween it? Can you make it better? That's refinement going to happen. So you know they'll do delete. You know they're going to refine. You know they're going to insert something new. Middle of the project, they're going to insert new. Now comes the principle number 2, welcome changing requirements. And this is principle number 2, welcome changing requirements. It means the customer feels this can be interesting, this can be important, let's inject it. That's pretty good, right? Inserting. But when they insert, the product owner decides, the PO decide, is that to be in the top or is that to be the bottom? But the team decides, can we take this and do the work? Only when it is small in size, only when it has a clarity, the team will pick up the work. The product owner can tell it's important. Okay, you have all the rights to say important, but the team has the rights to say that we will do or we will not do based on the clarity of the work. Very, very important. And this gets covered in definition of ready. Did I spoke about this in the classes? Sometime you heard about it. DOR, definition of ready. Have you heard about it? If you heard about this, pretty good. You are good in the shape. It's called definition of ready. If you don't know that, go and Google it, DOR, and put a space, type Agile. You will get a lot of content called definition of ready. What is definition of ready? A team has to start the work. Their work should be small in size. The work should have proper details. The work should be prioritized. The work should be estimated. Then the team will take the work. If not, they say, sorry guys, it's not clear. I won't take it. Right? And the next part I want to talk about is estimation. In grooming, we do something called estimation. Only when you properly refine, only when it becomes small in size, now I can estimate how many days, how many hours, how many points it's going to consume to complete this work. It's a better shape, right? See, when I know the clarity of what kind of paint I have to make in this room, what is the total square foot of this room, who is going to paint, I may get more clarity. It may take 5 hours to do. If not, I have to tell, I don't know. What color? I don't know. What is square foot? I don't know. Who is going to paint? I don't know, man. Somebody has to recruit. If you don't have a clarity, it's going to drag your time. Or you have to go with some assumption. It may be done in 5 days. That is where the buffering starts coming. If you don't know the detail, what do you do? For a safer side, you will tell that it may be 5 to 10 days. Maybe. Okay. But actually, it will take 15 days. But when you have the clarity, chances are you may get closer to the estimation. Pretty good, right? Hope you're getting the details. Let me more, a little more. Okay, some 3 principles which you have to learn for the grooming. Okay, first thing you have to learn about the grooming is grooming or refinement. I keep using the word interchangeably. In grooming, interesting thing what you have to learn is you have to spend at least 5 to 10%. This is a highly recommended from the Agile books or Scrum books. 10% of a whole sprint time can be used for this kind of discussion. Shriram, by the way, tell me, a team is very busy working on the current activities. How do they spend time on this? If you don't spend time, what will happen is you will not get clarity for the upcoming work. I'll show that with some explanation, but for now, understand that 10% of the time. Shriram, what is 10%? If a sprint is going to be 10 days of time, let's say there is a 10 days of time. In this 10 days, if I say 10%, how many days it will come? Can somebody tell me how many days it will come? 10 days and 10%. How many days? Will it be 1? Yeah, probably 1 day. Yeah, it goes 1 day. 1 day comes how much? 8 hours of time. So this 8 hours of one sprint will be used for talking about upcoming work. So you cannot tell I will talk only about the current project. I should talk about the upcoming work. So that we spend time, right? 10% is a rule. Other three factors which I spoke about it now, creating and refining is one of the interesting things about refinement. That's what we saw, that we create, we refine, estimate, and importantly, prioritizing. Only when the work is getting refined, the work is getting clarity, the product owner can also prioritize it effectively. Sure, what do you mean prioritizing? What do you mean prioritizing is we should know which has to go to early to the market, which can give value to the business. It's not about product owner's wish. Suddenly product owner wake up this morning and thinks that, okay, Shriram, let's make a video, HD video of Zoom to be delivered next week. It's not that way. We should understand Zoom is an application which is running in the market. Last year, Zoom faced a problem called a security patch problem. There is a hack in the security. That's what the detail came last year. Zoom was hit heavily. On that week or that month, my team will not focus on features, HD quality, virtual background. No, that's not the focus. The focus is how to fix a security problem. That's high priority. And this comes to high priority from the business. The business says that, hey guys, we know Zoom features of a HD video has to go to the market, but we are in the middle of the problem that if you don't fix this problem, the application will be shooted out in the market. We can take WebEx will overtake us. Microsoft Teams are waiting to pick up. Google Meet is running behind. Everybody ready to pick up. If I don't release this, that's called market value. That's called go early to the market. Now, tell me the first principle of Agile. What's the first principle of Agile? What is the first principle of Agile? Our highest priority is to what? Satisfy the customer with early and continuous delivery of valuable software. Our highest priority to satisfy the customer with early and continuous delivery of valuable software. You give something valuable and satisfy the customer because it meets a market value. So that's pretty important. Super good, right? Cool. So now if you have a paper, write it down. In refinement, you have to do creating and refining, very important thing. Estimating happens is important thing, and prioritization happens. Now let's see where it happens, what is the duration it happens. Okay, here it goes. I think this image will help you a lot. Now, if you look at this is the image I created just to show you how the flow works. If you look at here, let's take this as a sprint. Okay, usually we talk a sprint or iteration, which could be of 2 weeks of time. The market says it can be 1 week, it can be 2 weeks, it can be 3, it can be 4. Any variation can be there. Generally, currently in the market, any agile team, majority of the agile team work in a 2-week sprint. 2-week sprint means what, Shriram? It means 10 days of time, Monday to Friday. They work together towards a common goal, one goal. Now, what happens is this 10 days is going to work. From the product backlog, so far whatever prioritized, team will pick up it. Okay. When they pick up it in a sprint planning. There is something called sprint planning. Sprint planning is going to happen on the first day morning. They will talk for at least 2 hours. What all item we can pick up, what all we can do. It's called sprint planning. It gives an output called sprint backlog, like a product backlog, which has all the items, whereas a sprint backlog will have an item which we can use only for this 10 days of time. Okay, within this 10 days of time, we'll work out towards a sprint goal. Okay, let me tell something more on this. Now, what happens is this 10 days, every day we're going to meet for 15 minutes. It's called as daily stand-up. In this daily stand-up, we'll talk about, hey, the guys, what's happening, man? What's up? How things are going? Just a general friendly stuff. Nothing here, planning or nothing, just a talk. Any blockers, help out. But what happens is, like this, every day we keep on meeting. Meantime, I gave a clue to you. 10% of your sprint time should be used for refinement or grooming. So when I said 10%, most of you said it's a 1 day if it is a 10 days of sprint. 1 day, you also said it is a 8 hours of time. Now, this 8 hours, how to utilize? Either you can put 4 hours in 1 week, again, another 4 hours in another week. So I'm dividing it by week 1, week 2. So you can have 4 hours here, you can have 4 hours here at this stage, or you can split into 2 hours, have it. But gradually, over 10 days of time, team is going to talk about upcoming work. Keep in mind, you already have the work, what you have to do for this 10 days. That you will not talk. That team already know that, they're going to work on it. Nothing to worry about it. You'll keep working. When you keep working on this 10 days task, your eyes is on upcoming work. What I have to do next, what I have to do for upcoming sprints, releases. So we will sit and talk about this work that is called the refinement. Now connect back with the slides I showed you. It could be dinner table, it could be refrigerator, it could be the example which I showed you about the refinement, creating new stories. You insert something, delete something, it's all going to help. So the refinement and grooming is a very important segment which talks about upcoming work. In predictive nature of project, we don't do like this. Rather, we sit and do requirement gathering for 2 months elaborately and start the work. Here, we cannot do that. Rather, we start the work and start doing refinement of upcoming work, right? So when you do that, work gets clarity. Superb. Are you getting some idea what are we talking about refinement here? You're able to connect. Hope you're able to connect. Fantastic. Fantastic. Since this image I'm standing here, I'll try to give some more detail which can help you. So what happens is, if it is a first day of the sprint and this is a 10th day of the sprint, what will happen is a refinement and grooming happens continuously. In a week, you meet for 2 hours, and who will run the show? Could be the product owner, will be the important person to run, but definitely all the team members will be there. You will sit and talk about upcoming work, again, upcoming work. Whereas in this 10 days, we have planned something to do. We'll be core focused on that, what all to be done. So every day we meet for it. On the last 10th day, we will show the sprint review to the customer. In the sense, what have we done so far? For example, if Zoom, I have to bring up something called audio and video, I will show a demonstration to the customer. That's called demo or review. The product owner will sit and watch. Okay, show me what you did. You can't tell that, hey, I created some design document. I have created some PPT. Can you see that? The product owner will tell, no, I'm not here to see your PPT. I'm not here to see your document. I want to see something workable. Workable. Now go to Agile principle number 7. Do anybody know the Agile principle number 7? Can you remember, recall it? Working software is a primary measure of progress. Working software is a primary measure of progress. Understand the word primary. When I say primary, there is secondary is there. The secondary can be your documentation. They're not saying no documentation. Documentation is needed. You have to need documentation. But before that, show me something workable. If my family member keep telling food is getting ready, I'll give a document to you. I'll say, fine, but give me something to taste. I will feel great. Give me something, I'll taste it. Okay, fine, this looks good. Maybe you can add some more salt. I don't want to read 100 pages document and tell that add some more salt. Give me to taste, I'll tell you. That's a trend we are moving towards. The reason is that technology is supporting. Shriram, why can't we do this 100 days back? 100 days back, we don't have this much of fast technology. Now we have fast technology where you can taste it, try it, and give a feedback. Possible? So sprint review and demo happens here. And after that, we do a retrospective where team talks about any ways of improving ourselves and also giving appreciation for a good work. Anyway, this is a scope of meeting. I don't want to go deep inside that, but I want to make you understand where this grooming fit in. Unfortunately, many people working in agile projects don't know this. You'll be surprised, really surprised. You'll be very much surprised to go and talk to any agile people who call themselves into agile for nearly last 1 year, 5 years, or 3 years. They don't know this should happen every week at least once. Many agile people don't know there should be something called definition of ready when you start the work. When you complete the work, there should be definition of done. So these all connect back to grooming in a way. In the sense, you have to be very clear on what you're going to do. You'll be very clear on what you completed, right? Okay, hope that gives some idea. Any questions I can help out here before I go to the question and answer session? We will have a
Shriram sir, I have a question.
yes.
Sorry to come actually on the mic, but we're talking about Zoom is a product, right? As-
Yeah.
right? And within Zoom, you have a feature that is product backlog, right? And within the product backlog, so you are developing one software where you are giving the features of enabling the photos, right? Where the photo comes. So that is called sprint, or that is product backlog. What is that?
That is called what?
That is called product backlog, or it is called sprint.
I think, see, backlog means any requirements considered as a backlog. Okay. You can tell it's a video feature of Zoom as a backlog. Okay. And virtual background is a feature. Virtual background is a feature. I can go and choose a virtual background. It's a feature. Under this virtual background, I may choose a couple of items. One is preloaded picture in the Zoom, or I can load my own picture in the Zoom. It's possible. Right?
Okay.
Whatever you do, big piece or small piece, all are requirements. So if I showed you a few minutes back about the backlog, in the last I said large items, not well defined. Okay. If I take virtual background, it's a large item, not well defined. But if I start defining it, this is going to be smaller. When a large becomes smaller, that becomes user story. Okay.
Yeah.
So features can be further tuned and it will become user story. That's the point. Now, when you take these items and if you work week after week, that's called sprint. Right? So now where you may get confusion is there is something called product backlog. There is something called sprint backlog. Right? If you may get a little confused, then why two backlogs? If you get confusion like that, I'll tell you, product backlog is a collection of all the work so far what we received for this project. That's called product backlog. Collection of work. Collection of work is product backlog, right? And from here, whatever you take to do for this 10 days, that's called sprint backlog. This is going to be sprint backlog. This is valid only for 10 days. After this 10 days over, whatever left out item here, it will again go back to the product backlog. Let me go to that refrigerator analogy. In a refrigerator, we have all the items. That's a product backlog, rack item. I have seen my mom pull out some item in the morning 6:30 when I go to the cooking area. I can see some items on the table, right? It'll be in the table. She will use it as a sprint backlog to do cooking for that day. But not all the items she picked up will be cooked. Some of the items she'll again put back to the refrigerator. Have you seen that? If you've seen that, the item which is all in the refrigerator is a product backlog, and whatever you take to cook today, it's going to be sprint backlog, right? Now, I think you got the clarity of what is a feature, and the feature getting refined, tuned further becomes user story, small item to handle it. And also you should have got the idea, what is product backlog, what is sprint backlog. Did you?
Yeah. So Shriram, sir, can you explain further actually on the, like you said, virtual and video is a feature, right? Within video, there could be multiple requirements, right?
Right. That's called
That is
user stories. User stories.
that is called user stories. Okay.
Right. See, Mukesh, don't get so much complicate yourself. Be relaxed. Any project will have a big piece, moderate piece, small piece. The final doable piece in PMP, in traditional model, are called activities.
No, right.
Activities are action item. Keep in mind, the action is activity. Painting is an activity. You agree?
Yes.
Painting room is an activity. It's the smallest piece of work. In software, user story is the smallest piece of work. Maybe creating user ID password screen. A screen should have user ID password. That's a user story. That's an action item. Okay. So anything on the action item in traditional model called as activities, in software called as user story. Sometimes they use the word task, little down task, but start with user story. That level you stop. So keep in mind, anything the lowest level team will do called activity or user story. On top of that, you can add whatever you want. You can tell WPS package, here you can tell feature, above feature, you can tell epic, above epic, you can say themes, you keep on adding. You can whatever you want to add, but that's the end goal. That if you understand, rest all will be smooth. So this management model is like that. They have a big piece, put into small piece. That's what they do. Okay. Hope it's clear. Hope it's clear.
Yes, yes.
Fantastic. Great.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Great. That's good. That's a good question. I appreciate it. Any more questions? I can help out. Okay.
Sriram sir, one more time. Can you explain sprint retrospective?
Retrospective, you want to know? Okay. I know it's not part of this discussion, but since you booked up, I'll pull it up. Do you see retrospective in the screen? Where do you see the retrospective?
On the last very right side.
Right. It's like, okay. Let me not go to Agile project. Leave it. Okay. I'm going for a tour. I did that Goa tour. After dinner table discussion, we went to Goa. We went to Goa for 10 days. Super fun. All happened. After a Goa trip, we came back to home. And next day evening, we're sitting in the balcony having coffee. And what we'll do when you do have coffee after a Goa trip and sitting at your balcony, what you will discuss? You will discuss about American election, or you discuss about COVID injection, or what you will discuss? Usually, we will discuss about how things went with the Goa. Some good memories will be brought out, right?
That's
Some
right.
hard memories also brought out. You missed that baggage in the airport. Because of that, we had to wait 2 hours. If not, we would have gone to lunch on time. The romantic discussion starts there. Or the kids don't talk about this. Kids will be always happy, telling that the dad is so cool. Yeah, the swimming pool was so nice. We enjoyed it. The food was so nice. So you will talk about what went well, what all happened, which we can improve. Then you will tell that next time we have to plan this particular travel agent, not that travel agent. We talk that, we do that. If you have this habit of doing in family, that is called retrospective. So in retrospective here, it's all professionals. The professional is going to meet after 10th day, not only 10th day, since it's a 2-week sprint, 10th day. If it's a 4-week, 20th day. That morning or evening, next day, they'll talk about what went well, what can be improved. Very simple. Like you spoke about the Goa trip in the balcony. Here we talk about what went well, what can be improved. And this will be used in sprint planning on the upcoming 11th day morning. See, after 10th day, you're not going to go away, right? Again, you have to bring up another sprint. That is going to be again 11th day to 20th day. Here, they're going to use this learning here called as a sprint planning. Like what you do out of this retrospective for Goa trip, next year when you plan somewhere to Las Vegas, you plan a little more effectively. That is called retrospective. Hope that helps you. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. Good. Right. Good, Nina. I can see your comments. Good there. Thanks for the comments. Let's get to the questions now. I know I'm beating the time. I want to go by 1 hour. I'm bad in time management, I believe. Keep beating the time badly. Okay, sorry guys. Wait for another 10 minutes. We'll close the session with some questions. So there is a question here. Let's see how many of you can answer it properly. Oh my God, already answers started coming up. Lavanya, Batma. Great, Pranani. Right. Let me see the YouTube also. YouTube, I have Anupriya, Radesh, Prakash. Let's see your answers. Okay. What's the answer coming? Answer keep popping up. So product backlog grooming process is led by whom? What is the word of led by whom? Who is going to drive the show? They're asking who is going to drive the show? Star of the night, Friday night star. Who's that? If you ask that, majority of you chosen the right answer. The backlog grooming is the effort led by owner and supported. Be careful on the word supported by the team, right? It would be all the team members who supports it, but who led the effort led by this guy. Why? Because the ownership of a backlog stays with the product owner. The ownership lays with them. You can go and take something from the refrigerator, you can keep something from the refrigerator, but ask your mom why it is like this. Mom, she will tell, I know what to do with my refrigerator. Yeah. Have anybody heard about this dialogue? Have you heard about this dialogue with your mom? Try with your mom. Try to reorganize the refrigerator what your mom has. Man, you will be getting a bullet on your head. Okay, you can't touch that. That's their area, right? So they know what to do, they know when to do. That's pretty clear about the backlog. Sriram, we keep talking refrigerator mostly. Yeah, yeah. Every home has it, right? Good. Good. Let's jump to next question. Now it's going to be interesting question. Let me see how many of you get it.
Your duty. Mhm.
Oh, answers coming faster. I didn't expect this fast. Cool, yeah. Okay. What is a keyword in the question? I want to get your keyword before you jump with the answers. You are the PMP or PMI students. Once you become a PMI student, your eyes should jump on the keyword. Tomorrow, whenever you read a newspaper, also you should see the keyword first. Okay, I can see people in the YouTube also answering. Appreciate it. I'm seeing answers coming as a D. I'm seeing answers as B, juggling. Okay, let me put the keyword first. Captures the feedback. Okay, let's understand the question. You are leading an agile team, developing a factory automation system. Don't think agile is always only for software development. Please change your mind. Okay, factory automation system. From time to time, you rely on customer feedback. You rely on the feedback. Very good. To validate the functionality of the system being developed. Which agile event is used to capture the feedback? We are going to show something and get the feedback from them. Observe, you're going to show something, get the feedback from them, customer feedback. Now, if you want to do revoting, please do revoting at which point of time you meet the customer in these 4 answers. To revote it, let me see your revoting. Revoting. B is jumping there, retrospective. Okay, when you go to Goa and come back, when you sit in the balcony, would you have your customer with you in the balcony to talk about what happened in Goa? Would you do that? A retrospective is not a place where you have a customer to give feedback on the product. Here we're talking about the product, isn't it? So be very watchful. Yeah, you have to be careful. The answer jumps to D. Why it jumps to D? Sorry. Why it jumps to D? I believe some of you observed the keywords, what I'm talking here. Customer feedback is pretty important. And you should understand agile event is used to get the feedback, right? Right. You have to see that. So in here, demonstration, I'm keep telling that you show something and you get the feedback. Without showing something, how will you get a feedback? Huh? Human impossible, right? See, only when I show something, a bicycle ride like this, oh, no, something wrong here. When somebody says something like that, okay, something wrong here. So we can show that. You have to show and get a feedback, right? So be very careful.
So it is a kind of prototype. It is a kind of prototype.
Maybe. It depends, right? We don't have to worry about what they show. Is it a real product or prototype? But it's a feedback. So you're getting from the customer, right? But here they didn't tell us prototype. They say that developing a factory automation system. It means the real system is happening. Real system. Okay. Also, you watch out the word on time to time. It means product development is halfway, getting inside. Time to time, it's happening. In exam questions, be watchful on the words very carefully. That's why I say at the beginning, clarity. Be very clarity on what you want to do. Fantastic. Many of you made the right answers. Some of you slightly slipped out. Don't worry, you learn today. Learning.
Sorry, I have a question here. If at all, I mean, like retrospective should be an answer, then how exactly you could have been framed the question here?
Why do you want to do reverse stuff? Huh? Why do you want to do that? For retrospective, you'll have different question. You can read that. See, you're trying to eat from other angle. Okay. It says customer feedback on the product. It's no way connected with retrospective. Retrospective is purely about within the team to understand how we can improve ourselves. It's totally different scenario. It won't even fall into this development automation. These people won't even come into picture. This sentence itself won't be there time to time. I don't want to change a question like that. It's a bad approach, but just want to tell you that retrospective means team checkout. How can we improve ourselves? That's a different concept. Okay.
So, sir, this happened in the daily stand-up meeting, like iteration demonstration, or when?
Which one?
Iteration demonstration. I mean, this is the answer for this question. But if he's asking from time to time, you like customer feedback. So when you do customer feedback, do you do on the daily stand-up or it is something else?
Okay. Good. Look like Mukesh, you missed the big point. I showed you some green line. In the green line, did I show you in the end there are certain events happening?
Right.
Okay. In that, what event you saw? Okay, look like you missed it. Okay, in the green line, in the beginning, I said sprint planning. In the end, I said sprint review. Did you saw that?
Right.
Right. Can you show demo every day to the customer? Is it possible?
No.
Right. So there should be some timeline. It could be 10 days, it could be 20 days. Some timeline we'll show demo to them. I even tell you that customer will come and sit there and watch, hey Sriram, what your team completed. Can you show that? So it can't be daily. Time to time doesn't mean every day. Time to time can be 1 month. Time to time can be 5 years once. Why time to time means closer? It can be longer also, right? So point here is there could be a time that is the exact sprint time box. We call it as time box. End of that, we do that. Okay. Okay, that's good. Interesting questions coming up. Let's hit one more question before we call out the day. Okay, here's a question. This time, I'm sure you will read it very carefully. Okay. Answers start jumping. B and D jumping here. Okay, let's see. So what's the keyword in the question? What's the keyword in the question?
Continuous improvement.
Only one word. Okay. An agile team benefits from traditional project management approach, such as lessons learned, analysis, documentation. These are traditional. Long time you're doing lessons learned, long time you do analysis, long time you do documentation, long time you do Kaizen stuff. Continuous improvement. Now you have to be a little careful this area. This area, you should have, the moment you see the word continuous improvement, something should spark for you. The moment you see continuous improvement, something should spark for you. Having discussion in a balcony about Goa trip. If you got that spark, you are good in this place. Now, if you want to re-vote, what will be the voting from your side? What number, what one you want to vote?
So this is related to quality, right? Continuous improvement is related to quality.
You're ready to get the hold of whole agile. Okay, Kaizen doesn't mean it's always only the quality. It's also talked about process improvement, product improvement, both can happen. I believe you have to get the context of the question. Agile team benefits from traditional project management approaches, lessons learned, gathering, analysis, documentation, lean. Definitely quality also part of it. Okay, I'm not saying no, but again, it'll have a process improvement also, right? Where you do this discussion, that's the question. What's the answer? If that's the answer, the thing should go here. Group. I think most of you got it. Got it. So if you got the point, it's called retrospective. I saw somebody want to reframe the question of other one. Now I think you got it, right? You get a question like this makes sense. In the sense, it tells that these are things happens in retrospective. You look back of improvement. Right? This information, what you get, can be considered as a lessons learned. This information will be recorded, documented, and you talk about continuous improvement of your process, also sometime in product, also sometime in quality. It continuously happens on this process. Let's see. An agile team benefits from traditional project management approaches, such as lessons learned, all the stuff during retrospective. Are you getting that point? Getting the point?
Retrospective means actually in English, looking back, going back. So where it says actually in the question, where you get seeing the looking back and going back, or re,
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll help you out. They are not telling you this team is looking back. They're telling that as an agile team, what benefits they gain out of traditional management model. In traditional management model, we have something called lessons learned, documentation, Kaizen principle. They're asking agile team where they can use these kind of concepts. That's a question. Did you get the question?
mm-hmm.
If you get that question, then you will get an idea. These kind of events and process are used in a place that's called retrospective. Definitely not in user story. Definitely not in backlog grooming. Definitely not in team chartering, right? So try to understand the question concept. If not, we'll be 1,000 kilometers away. You can't get it. So you have to read the question. You have to understand the context, why they ask this. That's very important. It won't be like a school exam directly telling it's an agile team. It will be in the retrospective what you're doing. There'll be some kind of tricky, different angle questions. Try to get the concept. The concept says agile team benefits. How they benefits? That's a question here. Hope you're getting it. Perfect. Great. Good attempt. Good in most of them. I believe you are getting some idea. So what we did quickly, what we did is we did some concepts about backlog, and we also understood something about what is it? Refinement. We took the word called refinement. Yeah, we understood. We took some examples to talk about how the family stuff happens. I want to make you to understand on the basic concepts. We understood there is something called requirements, which goes top high priority goes in the top. You can see now in the bottom, it's all bigger in size. Right now, Mukesh is asking what is feature, what is user stories. Now you know that bigger size can be the bottom features or epics, and slice it out, it becomes a requirements. Like what I said in the refrigerator, right? We do that. Then we spoke about the project, release plan, iteration. Iterations will have planning as we go forward. I explained about progressive elaboration for clarity, right? Then this is a place we spend good amount of time. I'm sure you should have got this on the leftmost, large size, few details, small size, lot of details. If you get this context clearly, I'm sure you're good in agile concepts, right? And again, the right side, you saw something, deleting items, adding items, refining it, estimating it, prioritizing it. This is all done by the product owner, right? This is very important. PMP exam, this is very important. ACP exam, it's very important. Then we saw some concepts. 10% of your time can be used. No hard rule here. Can be used, will be useful for it. Don't go and force tomorrow on the market 10% you have to use it. No rule there. It's recommended. And some of the things like creating, refining, prioritizing, we took some time. And this is the area I spent good time to explain you. If you still don't get it, this is a recorded video on YouTube. You can watch out anytime, get some idea. This we have developed it just to get an idea for yourself. Still you don't get idea, leave your comments. We will try to help you out. Right? Hope it's a good day. You got some basic details. Appreciate your time for being here. Good. So if you're not subscribed for the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And we are helping out for PMP. We are helping out for Agile courses, right? Join us. Let's do a good job.
Sir, one question is there. In the second question, spike event is there. What is that spike event means?
Spike. It's a one session I have to conduct separately. For now, I'll give a quick highlight. Spike is conducted when we don't have a clarity on some technical areas, or we don't have some clarity on how to do this. So we'll do a spike, means a POC will be done, right? An R&D will be done to understand, can we do this? And then they'll start the work. That's a spike process. In the middle of the sprint, suddenly it will pop up. It's called spike. Spike means spike hair. You've seen it, right? Suddenly, yes. It will spike out suddenly to see, can I do this? It's some technical problem there. They don't want to keep it in the usual iteration. Rather, they'll keep it as a spike. 5-6 people do research on that. After 5-6 days, they tell that, hey, this is possible, this is not possible. For that reason, they use a spike methodology. Okay. I'll help you in one other class, talk elaborately on it. Great.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Perfect. Hey, thanks a lot for everyone being here. And thanks people watching from the YouTube. I appreciate your time. Keep watching. Next Friday, we'll catch up one more session. And people here for PMP and Agile, come over the weekend for a short exam. to see where you stand, right? Catch you soon. Have a great Friday and a great weekend. Thanks a lot.